What's up, everybody? Well, today I don't have a card show find for you, but I do have another episode of what I found while traveling. Again, on another business trip for my work, and I took the evenings when I wasn't working to explore some card shops. This time on the outskirts of the Chicago area, and I came across a couple of pretty good deals. I'm excited to show you what I found at the card shops around the outskirts of Chicago. Okay, well, we'll start off with the unopened material. You know me and unopened material. I visited one card store, and he had a few unopened material items that interested me. Some were just way overpriced and really couldn't afford them. But he did have this partial box of 1986 Leaf baseball. I think there are 26 of the 36 original packs still in the box. And he made me a decent price for the whole box. Actually got that and a few more other miscellaneous packs, and threw those in and got him to come down off the price just a little bit for everything. But I was glad to get this. I will most definitely be opening some of this on a future break. I don't think I have anything in the near future lined up as far as 86 Leaf goes, so I'll add this to the rotation sometime in the future. And yep, that is 3 1989 Donruss Cello boxes. Came straight out of a case. The guy had the case at this card shop that I went to. He had not opened anything. It was I think it was 12 of these in a case, and he gave me a good price for them. I thought it was a good price. My dilemma, of course, was that I was traveling, and I usually travel light. I try to just travel with what I can get in a carry-on suitcase, and I sat there for a while trying to figure out how many of these I could cram into my carry-on suitcase to get back home. And apparently I judged just right based off of what I already had picked up at the other card shop, because I was able to get these 3 cello boxes stuffed into my carry-on. And of course, when it went through screening, TSA kicked it out for suspicious. And I told the guy, I said, you're going to want to open that carefully. I said, because it is packed tight. And after he opened it up, saw what everything was, screened everything, he said, I'm just going to let you come back here and repack this, because I don't think I can do it. He said, I don't play Tetris that well. And I had to pack all of this strategically to get it into my carry-on where I could actually zip it up and get on back home with it. But I picked up these nice 3 cello boxes of 89 Donruss baseball. And this is just an assortment of unopened packs. I know a bunch of it is not vintage. None of it's really vintage. But I am working on some miscellaneous projects involving unopened material. Some I might share with you later on down the road when I get closer to getting completed. But this material came from about 3 different shops that I went to, and I just throwing it out here for you to see. It's a variety of stuff, anything from I think 87 up to 94, 95, somewhere in there. Just a variety of miscellaneous packs that I picked up while traveling. Okay, this may seem like a strange grouping, but let me just give you a little background on this. So when I travel and I'm looking for card shops to visit, I usually go to Google and I type in sports cards or something like that, and it pulls up all the target areas, and I click on each target and it pulls up the information on it, and usually there is a gallery of photos accompanying that information about that location, and I'll usually peruse through the photos and just kind of scan to see if it looks like there's anything in the shop that would interest me. The shop that I got these 3 cards from did not interest me. It was a younger guy. It started up a card shop, and everything, all the pictures I saw looked like it was just new shiny stuff. But I did see a couple of late 80s team factory sets. And so I said, well, you know what? It was on my way back to my hotel from another shop that I had went to. I said, well, I'll just stop and swing in there and see what they got. And I did, and for the most part, I was spot on with what his inventory was. But he had a box over there that had a bunch of unopened packs in it, and some of those packs were in the previous clip that I just showed you. He wanted $1 a piece for them. He also had a box of vintage baseball and football that he wanted $0.25 a piece for. So I started just kind of browsing through that box to see what was there. And the 3 cards you see in front of you came from a quarter box. Now, obviously, the 1972 Ted Hendricks card, this is rookie card, that's worth way more than $0.25. I think its current book value is around $30. The 1973 Jim Langer card, his rookie card, also books for around $30. The 1971 Topps baseball Jim Nash card may seem a little out of place, but for those of you in the know, you know what the significance is of this card. If you look on the left hand side of the card, it looks like some kid has taken a marker and marked on this card, but that is actually a defect from the factory that was corrected. So this is a variation card. It doesn't have a lot of value to it, but it is a variation that they corrected early in the printing run of 71 Topps. And of course the corrected version does not have the black blob, as it's referred, showing. But this kid running this card store obviously didn't know what he had. I don't think he knew anything about vintage. He was all about the modern stuff with all the parallels and the refractors and whatever else they put on the cards these days, and he didn't really know. I didn't look through every single card in that box, but I did kind of go through and shuffle through most of it pretty quickly, and I did find these 3 that interest me. I picked out another random card just to make it an even 4 for $1, and then I went and I picked up 4 of those $1 unopened packs, and I walked out of there spending $5 in this card store and walking away with 2 vintage football rookie cards and an era baseball card for $5. So it just goes to show, you never know what you'll find in a card store, even if it doesn't have anything that looks like it's interesting to you. Always take the time to look around just a little bit. Okay, the last thing I want to share with you that I picked up on this trip was a great assortment of primarily football singles from the 60s. Now, all these came from one shop, and the guy gave me a pretty substantial deal on what I picked up from his inventory. to peruse around the photo there and look, but I've got numerous singles from 64, 66, and 67 Philadelphia football, 62, 61, 64, and 66, and so a few 65 Topps, as well as just a small grouping of 57 Topps baseball, and actually one Michael Jordan sticker from I think 87. Pretty good deal on that. It had a little blemish on it, and he gave me a pretty good deal on it too. But the highlights of this grouping includes the 66 Philadelphia Frank Gifford, Don Meredith, 64 Bob Hayes, Ray Nitschke, Don Meredith, Bart Starr, 64 Topps Lance Allworth, 66 Topps Fred Biletnikoff, 57 Topps Baseball Don Zimmer and Johnny Padres. Just a great grouping of vintage football singles with a few baseball thrown in and one basketball that I was able to pick up at this one dealer shop. Now, I have never done this before, but I am going to give a shout out to this particular shop because I got all of these cards plus those 89 Don Russ baseball boxes from the same shop. So I want to give a shout out to Jim at Shoebox Memorabilia in South Elgin, Illinois. Got his information showing now. So if you're in the area, I would highly recommend going into this man's shop. He's a very friendly guy, easy to get along with, worked with me on the price, and I told him I would most definitely be back. I could have probably stayed there and dug through stuff a little bit longer and spent a whole lot more money with him, but I just was running out of time and money for this trip. So I picked up a great group of single cards and some unopened material from this great little card shop, Shoebox Memorabilia in South Elgin, Illinois. And that's what I found on this trip. Yeah, I had a time trying to get it all packed into my carry-on, but I managed to get it in there, get through airport security, and got it back to the house where it's being sorted through now and will be added to my collection. So I appreciate your time and watching this video, and I want to tell you to get out there, get on Google, look for sports cards, find you a card shop, and find you some treasure this weekend. Thanks for watching.